happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
39.
39. I know. I'm glad you got that right. I mean, I was thinking I'm 38. I'm like getting the
No.
whole thing. I can't remember anything at the moment. I'm 39.
You're 39. You're not that old. Come on. Remember stuff?
I'm not. No, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's me. Honestly, I get it mixed up. I think after I turned 36, I've got everything mixed up with the dates, you know.
I know.
Am I 36, 37, like whatever, you know what I mean?
know.
I'll definitely remember 40 because I'm really excited about planning that because I love birthday planning. But yes, I'm 39. So much has happened since I saw you last.
Happy birthday. How was it? And how do you feel at 39? Like, does it feel different? Does it feel triggering or exciting or, you know?
I have always loved getting older, which is, I don't know. I know a lot of people aren't like that, but ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to like grow up and be a grown up. Mm-hmm. I mean, actually, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, adulting is a total nightmare. But I have always been into it and I've always embraced it. It comes with knowledge and experience and adventures, right? So I'm here for it. I think that I'm really excited about 40, but I wonder though, when I'm there, if I'll have a kind of shaky moment. Because you turned 40, right, last year?
I turned 40. And the thing about turning 40 was it felt really underwhelming to me. Like 40 is this like big thing and we talk about 40 and it's like a landmark age, and in a good way it felt underwhelming because I just feel like I still want to do cartwheels and be able to be someone who can do cartwheels.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I was a kid and you were a 40-year-old mom, it was a different vibe. It was like you had a different haircut and you had to dress a certain way and you had to be like sophisticated and maybe even like stodgy a little bit and desexualized. That's how I think of 40 in the past.
Right.
And now I think of 40 as like none of that, you know?
Yeah. I think of 40, I just thought there'd be a moment where you just become even more powerful, like within yourself. So that's what I'm excited about. So it's really underwhelming to hear that it is underwhelming, but you're right. Like you could have had a kind of like a little breakdown, you know, and been like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? I didn't know you liked cartwheels. I love cartwheels. I do them as well.
You can do cartwheels? I feel like it's like not rare, but don't you want to continue to do cartwheels forever?
Yeah, I do. I did it the other day. I did like 4 back-to-back.
Oh my God. We should do cartwheels together in a field.
Can you do one-handed?
Of course. I can do round-offs too.
That's so good.
And you know what I think? I think cartwheels is the key to like longevity and youthfulness.
Really?
I really, really do.
I always used to end up doing cartwheels at the end of the night when drunk. Ugh. But I haven't really been doing it as much, but I tried it with the kids and I was really good. But I can't do handstands.
Oh, I'm so good at handstands.
Can you?
Not to like toot my own horn. But yeah, so good at handstands. I'll teach you.
We should do it. I'm too scared. There's something about it that seems really scary.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is scary, but it's like thrilling, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, more 40 years old, more handstands, more cartwheels is my hope.
Definitely. And do you feel like, did people take you a little seriously? Did something change in terms of how you perceive?
You know what? I like what you just said about you want to get older because you want to become more powerful. And I'm like still waiting for that to happen in a sense. You know, like I know more than I did when I was like 32, so much more. And I hope I'm more commanding, but I'm still waiting to like step into my power, whatever that means. Is that something we do? Is it a moment or is it like an evolution? Like
it might not even be true, you know. Again, it's probably just things that we've been taught. What you envisioned as women in their 40s, it was not mine. Like I had my aunties, so I've got like so many aunties, my mum's side of the family. And I remember when they were 40 and they were just like gorgeous, like living their best lives. They were like taking me out. And they introduced me to like first clubs and things like that. So for me,
so fun.
It really embodied like female empowerment, really, because you know yourself, you know, and so that's what I think. But it's really funny because I'm obviously approaching that age. A lot of my mates that age or older, and it actually seems now maybe it's moved up. 50 is the age, right? So you're going through perimenopause. All of my friends who are doing it, like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
I think you're right.
Anything.
Yeah.
And I think that must be so freeing and a true awakening.
You're right. I think 40 is still a baby. I think it's 52 or closer to 50 or beyond, right? Yeah. It's not like women drop off the face of the earth.
Exactly. Like 60s, like all of that, like 70s. You're like hopefully not going to be like working. You're just like going on adventures the whole time.
It's so true. Yeah. Like my mom is 72 and she is just so like living in her own sphere. Like she's not people pleasing to a point where it's like, oh my God. And Jamaican mom. It's probably the Caribbean momness. That's true. But she's just so secure in what she wants and not worrying about what other people think of her. And she's so sure-footed. And I'm so envious, you know?
Because she's lived life.
She's lived life, yeah.
She's like a confident woman who's lived life. So my mum is in her 60s. I just become more and more inspired by my mum every day in her like desire to learn and absorb. Because I think that's something else that I also had worried about, actually, to be really frank. As you get older, you just become more like inward, you know? You hear that, you know, say as people get older, they become really conservative, you know? Although not really my circles, but still, you still have to think like, could that happen?
Yeah.
But actually, my mum is a really shining example, and like clearly your mum, where it doesn't have to be like that. They're like still curious. They're still like out there. I mean, my mum's still gigging. She's like a reggae artist. I'm just like, I'm in awe of it, you know?
Yeah. I like that. I like that it's like later now. That's cool.
Did you have a nice cake for your 40th?
I had a pie.
Yummy.
Yeah, a pie and ice cream, which like felt good. It was in November, so you know it was like fall vibes.
Yeah.
But okay, but wait. So you turned 39, and it wasn't all a cakewalk, right? Because I know your uncle died, and I'm so sorry to hear that.
I know. I mean, that's obviously the shit thing about getting older. Just so many terrible things happen, and it was really shocking, to be honest. And it's like I can't really talk about it much because I'll be like, oh, that's really sad. But I feel like he lived in New York, and his wife, Aunt Cherry, and my cousins, they really showed me New York. And I remember they would be driving me around, and I said to them from when I was like 16, I was like, I want to live here. This place is so great. Like everything about it, I loved it. It was like so overwhelming. There was like so many things happening on every corner, like the vibe. It was like London, but more crazy.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like perfect. And so he really introduced me to the city. I would stay with them. I lived out in Jamaica, Queens. And it was really funny because at the funeral, my cousin was telling me that, you remember those times when you'd be going out? Because I'd be going out. I mean, from the age of 16 to like 22, I'd be like staying with them, hanging out in New York. I'd kind of use it as a base, which is like really terrible, and then come back and get delicious Jamaican food. And my cousin said at the funeral, there were so many nights where Uncle Martin was like up late waiting for you to come back from some party. And I said, oh my God, was he waiting for me? I'd be like in parties in Bushwick, coming back on the subway at like 2, 3 a.m. and then taking a bus. And then Uncle Martin would be there with like food and stuff. But I thought it was like so chill, but actually he's terrified.
Yeah. What a good uncle.
I know, he's the best. Or he'd like pick me up from places. So he was just such a sound guy.
Yeah.
So it's difficult.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you doing a good job of grieving and honoring grief, which is like, I mean, it's a thing that we all have trouble doing. But
I think unfortunately we don't live in societies where that's like fully possible, but I can remember him. But I just feel like actually this is something that I find the older I get, the harder it is for me to deal with these losses, which sounds crazy, right? Because you would expect if it's something that happens more frequently, it's easier. But I think the losing of people is kind of hard. You know, I've also like moved countries. You know, there's so much maybe that adds to that. But I find that harder. So I'm hoping that maybe my awakening at like 40 or 50, whatever, whenever that comes, like a shift. I know we're always changing, but I really hope that allows me to become more okay with losing people.
Well, I think I love that. And I also think that in America, we just don't grieve because we don't have time to grieve, you know? And this relates to trying to live a softer life, right? Like we both have this friend who's from Spain, and she was dealing with grief. She lost her parents. Yeah. And she was telling me about how when this happened years ago, she was asking people in her office and friends here in America, like how, do people grieve here? Like how do people honor their feelings? And they don't, was her answer, was what she came up with. People can't, like it's the grind often, and there's just no time to stop and give yourself that space. Yeah. You know, isn't that a funny thing we do? We just sort of don't give ourselves time to be sad. Like you're kind of not allowed to stop and be sad in a way, it feels like.
Can't in America. I mean, you should be signing on within the same day
that kind of
the
thing.
Funeral. But I think that UK is similar. I think a lot of like cultures are similar. I think that's where it's kind of interesting if you think about like certain religions practices where they can allow for that. But again, people don't really have the time to do it. Like, even if you think about 9 nights, which is a big Jamaican ceremony. So you have like 9 nights where people can grieve, people come round, you play dominoes, listen to music, and then at the end you move the furniture around to like let the Holy Spirit leave your body. I think that's amazing. And obviously in Judaism as well, people sit shiva,
right.
Which is like a great
That's
thing
beautiful.
to do.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, that's only the beginning, 9 nights or however many nights there is. So really, I feel like it's something that we probably haven't mastered how to do effectively, or we might have, but we've lost it.
I think we lost it, yeah. And wait, side note about Jamaican people dying. My grandmother, my grandmother, she saved up all her money for her funeral, which she obviously didn't really attend. She was dead. And her funeral was like a freaking party, like horse-drawn carriages. And she was not a rich woman, but it was a celebration of life. And that's very typical of traditional Jamaicans to make their funeral a big party with like rum punch and festive, and it's an interesting way to look at passing.
Yeah, I love that. Jamaican funerals are the best.
I know.
And then someone was sharing this meme going around, and they're like, this is only Jamaican funerals where people will call up and they'll be like, how was it?
Yeah.
And it's so true. I mean, English funerals are not like that at all.
Are not like that.
No, they're more like serious.
Yeah.
Jamaican ones are the best. I mean, the food is, you should just go for the food anyway.
It's a party, yeah.
My uncle's one, which was in Queens, was like so good. I mean, it was a little long, but so many people loved him and went up to speak, and there was like music and performance and all these lovely prayers, and then at the end, I mean, the food was just on fire, the soup and everything.
Yeah.
And then they had like, the roast, everyone's like lining up and get, whatever everyone wants, and then there's the cake and stuff like that.
The cake, yeah.
And then the dancing for me is like so special, We didn't do this in Uncle Martin's, but in many of the ones that we have in the UK, there has to be a party. And I think that almost is maybe something that we used to do in a different way in the past. And it's condensed because of time. But I think ending on that literal celebration of life, because we're all together, we're looking at each other, we're dancing to music, we're feeling it in our souls, we're reconnecting with people who haven't seen for years. That leaves you feeling good.
It does. And also it's like I like the physical element, because grief is, you hold it in your body too. Yeah. And the fact that there's dancing at a Jamaican funeral, for instance, is sort of like a release.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
And I think that's like really taps into our culture and how important movement and dancing just like is to feel alive and connected to like the earth and others.
Yeah.
Don't you just love being Jamaican? No, don't you? Don't know. No one wants to listen to us like bang on about that. Jamaicans already bang on about how amazing they are.
No, I love that we're both very proud to be of Jamaican heritage.
100%.
Yeah. I've never been to a Jamaican wedding. I'm thinking about weddings because like the funerals almost sound like a wedding party,
Yeah, they're similar.
What do you like? What are your thoughts on marriage? Because I know you're divorced, obviously.
I'm a divorcee, darling.
You're a divorcee. You say it so glamorously.
I know, exactly. I love it. I'm a divorcee, darling. What's wrong with that?
But yeah, are you trying to get married again? It's just an interesting question, because some people don't care about marriage, especially if they've been married already, and some people it's symbolic. So what do you think about that?
Well, firstly, just real quick, Jamaican weddings are huge affairs, and with the best food ever, obviously, because I think the food and music is like really prioritized, and obviously like the words and things like that. But without like all the tears and everything, the outpouring that comes at some point. Okay, so wedding, a very complicated relationship, always have. I come from a Rastafarian background. My parents did get married when I was younger, but it was a spiritual ceremony. And there's lots of reasons why a lot of Rastas wouldn't want to go through a traditional system of doing that, through the courts and, Babylon, whatever. Babylon. So there was that. So for me, actually, it's never been very important for me.
Really?
It's never been important for me. You know how you have people, or you hear about it, I've always wanted to wear a white dress, or like, make this public display of love in front of all the people I love. That has never been a thing for me. For me, relationships and that connection and commitment has always felt really deeply between two people. And when I'm in, and I know I got divorced, right? But I can see how that happened, right?
Yeah.
Like the steps to that, and the learnings are like deep and ongoing, and it's extremely painful process. But I've learned a lot from that. I got married, without going into too much detail, I got married the first time because it seemed like the right thing to do.
Okay.
And it was nice and it was good, but I wouldn't say that I was fully in control of the process. You know, like I was like, oh, this is so exciting. Then I'm going to do this and I'm going to plan this. It just kind of happened and I got swept away.
Okay.
But I was very consenting to
Understood,
it.
yeah.
And it was the right thing to do for lots of reasons. That sounds bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. Like,
No, it
I
doesn't
was
sound
fully
bad.
a participant in that.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
I was like 24. I mean, sometimes I just think to myself, like, what do you know at 24?
I mean, I
Do you
knew
know what
nothing.
mean?
I was an
You know some
idiot.
stuff, and there's so much great spontaneity and instinct and that come with that, but there's so much that you literally know nothing about. So there's that. So now the idea of getting married is not something that I really want to do. But it's interesting that you mentioned the whole, like, no, we're going from death to marriage, because my partner, who is amazing and I love so much, and there's no way he's getting rid of me, and I'm definitely going to be with him to the day I die, or to the day he dies. And
Men die first, I think.
yeah, they do,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, exactly. Although he's like super healthy.
He's so healthy.
He's so
yeah.
healthy. He's like you.
He
You know
might
what I mean?
outlive
You and
you.
him are
Yeah.
like so similar.
He's like a workout guy.
yeah, he's like you
He
two.
looks
Like
great.
literally, you're like so similar to him.
We should be married.
I know exactly. Totally. So he's never done it. He's never been married. He's American, and actually, I don't want to be like cancelled for this, but I do think Americans are slightly more traditional than UK people. And so marriage is, you know, you do the baby, you know, you do not the baby, but you do like everything, the rehearsal, and you do the shower. It's just like, it's so much more. What's the shower? What's the thing that you do? The stag and hen. What do you call that here?
Oh,
the bachelorette. Like everything is like so monetized. That sounds mean, actually. Not monetized, but everything is so like celebratory, to put it in a positive, and I like that. But for me, I don't really care about any of that stuff, but he does. So now I'm in an interesting situation where I can be malleable again.
Yeah.
And some things I think is okay to be malleable or compromise, whatever, right? But I'm not sure if I want to stand my ground on it. Shall I be like chill about it? Because I am chill, you know. I'm not like, I definitely don't want to get married.
Right.
I don't agree with the institution, or I've always wanted to do it, whatever. So that's a really long-winded way of saying, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. No, I like that answer.
What about you?
I like marriage. I am into the ceremony and the act and all the pageantry of marriage. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't work out, and it's like, what's the point? But I do think there's a point. Like, I remember getting married and standing up there reading my vows, and it, you know, everyone we knew was there, and I felt really accountable. Right. I was like, oh shit, like I can't cheat. I mean, I'm not a cheater, but you know what I mean? I was just like, I have to make this work. Like, I'm accountable. I'm standing up here, like, you know, telling my soon-to-be husband I love him.
Yeah.
Which I loved doing. But the fact that there were witnesses and just the whole ceremony made it feel like super, super legit, and like, oh, this is real. I can't let this fail. This is real.
But what is it about the accountability with other people there? That's what I miss. Like, I literally just don't know.
I don't think it's good or bad. It's like, I can't like work out as hard unless I'm like in a class. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need someone there often to just sort of hold me accountable.
Right.
For me. Like, marriage isn't for everyone at all. But I felt something. I got something emotionally from the ceremony.
Yeah.
And it was just so fun. Like, the party and
the party.
It just
good.
like made it so momentous. And I liked that about it.
Yeah. It's also complicated because I'm not from here. And so a lot of my London friends would be able to come. I mean, the party is definitely the party and the food. And then for me, the party, the food, and the commitment is the key things that I find interesting about it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I could do that without getting married in that institutional sense. Or even better, I could do a party and then like go on holiday.
That's true.
Him.
That's true.
And so that's another thing also when you think about the cost of it, you know, to be able to participate in this, it can be extortionate when actually it's enough to like get a deposit on a house or like just travel around the world for like 6 months, you know? So I think it's interesting for me. We'll see how we go. I'm so grateful and happy that someone wants to spend the rest of their life with me again.
How'd you trick him into staying around?
Exactly. I have no idea. I'm like feel really lucky actually.
Yeah.
To have that and find the not even soulmate. It's like so much more deeper than that. To find we've been looking for each other from before we were born, I'm sure. Like, it's just such a soulful connection. And I'm so thankful. But we shall see. He's a kind of chill guy. But because of that, I also want to make sure I'm really talking to him about what do you really want? Because it's something that I probably could do.
Compromise
him because he hasn't done it.
Right, I get that.
You know? And hearing what you're saying, I think he feels like that. I mean, again, another Megan Itai similarity. I think he feels that too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you, I love that you say he's like, you've known each other since before you were born. That's like deep. That's once in a lifetime stuff maybe. But my question is, what do you think, what do you think you need the most from a spouse? And I'm asking you this because I was talking about this with a friend the other day, and I realized that I think I need to feel safe about everything else. And my husband is such a rock, and I feel so safe with him. I feel a lot of other things with him too, but
he's a fun guy as well.
He's so fun, and he's gorgeous and everything.
Yeah.
But I love that I feel safe with him because I think I grew up with, not a real dad.
Yeah.
And he wasn't someone to feel safe with. And
were your parents together? Were your parents married? Actually, I just wanted to quickly ask.
They were not married.
Okay.
So that's also another reason probably why I feel breaking a cycle and just
I hear that.
Maybe an aspect of me wants to be conventional too.
Yeah.
But really it is like I love the
party.
I love the party, and I love how I'm sentimental too, I think.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think safety is a big one for me.
Yeah.
And not in a boring way, I don't think I could
it's fundamental.
This. Yeah, it is. But some people, it's not on top of a lot of people's lists, I think.
Really?
I
think it's pretty important to me as well.
What do you think your most important thing is?
I can't answer this. You've really put me on the spot. I think there are a bunch of things. I think safety is definitely like quite high up there with me. I can't really answer that actually. It's really hard. I think there's like a bunch of different things. And I also think it kind of changes.
It does,
as you change within time. What I would have maybe said when I was like 25, it's like really different to what I want now. Maybe it's something about someone who's really interested in growing and is a curious person and fundamentally kind. I mean, that's like so many different things.
But I think curious.
I think it's someone who wants to, he's aware, has like self-awareness.
I think curiosity is key too.
Yeah, there's like a lot of different things. But yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I think it's a cool question to ask yourself because I think it helps you like get to the crux of who you are. That's why I am interested in that question.
Yeah.
I think it's like telling.
Yeah. I think I'd probably lean quite heavily to the safety thing. I don't want things to just feel like crazy topsy-turvy and dramatic. I just don't need that. I think the world is already like so dramatic and topsy-turvy and fucking stressful. I do not need that from my partner.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Will you guys go to your favorite place, Italy, on a honeymoon potentially?
Well, we came back from Sicily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing. I came back, I was like working in Europe, and then I went to Sicily, which was amazing. So honeymoon, I think I would like to go somewhere I haven't been before. So maybe, I don't know, somewhere in like Asia. I mean, I've been to China, but somewhere in like East Asia or something. I don't know, somewhere where it's exotic and wonderful and cultural and there's a lot to do, and also you don't have to do anything at all.
Oh, yeah. But the food in Italy. Remember we had our little Italian date night a week or two ago?
That was so good. Yeah, thank you for taking me. Where did we go again?
Locanda Verde.
That was really, really good.
It's one of my fave Italian places.
Oh, and also real quick, you remember I told you I went to Parma when I was having my mate date?
Yeah.
So I did that. Parma was delicious and we had a fantastic time, and so we're going to meet again, so that's really, really cool.
That's
so I'm
exciting.
glad that was successful. We were able to talk and connect for a good few hours.
Good.
So that was really, really good. I mean, Sicily is fantastic. I think Itai really likes Sicily. But when you go on holiday, which I tend to do quite a lot when I go on holiday, and I just spend so much time, and Itai as well, thinking about kind of where we're going to eat, a bunch of other things I really like doing, but food is a really central thing, what you're going to have. And so we were so gluttonous out there, and I came back and everything felt a bit tighter. And what I really should have done is do what you and Itai would have done and get my ass working out. But basically what happened is almost every week or something, I'm screaming at him saying, darling, the hull is almost gone. And I don't know how that's happened. And in a way, I'm like leaning into having all of that when really I should be like leaning out of that and like trying to give my body a bit of a break. You know, when you just have such delicious things and you love it, you should know when to stop. And the challah is an area that I should stop. I should ban that from the house, actually.
But you're so no, you shouldn't. It's delicious. You are so life loving and what's the word? You're like, I love life and luxuries, and I think that's like why he's probably with you too. You don't want to be with some workout person if you're a workout person.
Oh no, I think you probably like it. No, I do. I don't think I'm like into too much decadence, because sometimes it's like too much, which is maybe where my point is like, actually, why am I finishing all the challah in one sitting? You know what I mean? And also the simple things I totally love as well. You know, you're just like out at sea, like looking at the sea and like snorkeling for hours on end, you know?
Yeah.
But you're right. There is like a part of that where, for me, like cherishing like every moment, like every bite, and like learning about it, or even like the history of like salted ricotta. I don't know, it sounds kind of crazy, or batag or whatever. Like I just really, really like love it.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a point where you need to be like, okay, enough.
Yeah, of course. But I'm glad you like thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I also love how in Italy, like I went to Sardinia last year, which is a blue
amazing.
zone,
It's
you know, one of the
fantastic.
places where people live a really long time.
Yes.
Because they move a lot and they eat not processed food and
Yes.
stuff, and stress is low.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to see these people, like, you know, even young people there, many of them on Sundays make their own pasta.
Yes.
And they like take the time to do that.
Exactly.
And I was like, I have to bring that back into my life. Do you know what I mean?
What have you been making though? Because actually, this is a good time to talk about food even more. You've been making some delicious things. You're always making yummy things.
I am always cooking. I just got that cookbook dessert person, and I'm gonna like cook myself through it, but I haven't yet.
about?
It's just like, it's like a cookbook. It's like a tome of like delicious desserts. The photography is mouth-watering. I read it by my bed,
Yeah.
which is so embarrassing because my mom used to read cookbooks by her bed, and I'd be like,
That's
"You're
like
so
so-
annoying," and now
That's
it's me.
quite fun.
So fun.
The thing is, you're like, what I've noticed actually is I think you can cook a plethora of things, but you can do a lot of baking that I can't do. I'm just instinctive. Like I follow loads of different recipes and I make what I want, like take different things from each of them. But you can do the baking thing.
But I had your
me, that's
ginger
very
cake.
interesting.
That was delicious.
Oh,
you made a Jamaican.
I think Etai made that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was so good.
about that. I could have totally taken credit for that. I was actually very
should
on the cusp of being that. I did, yes.
You should
No,
have.
I didn't. I didn't bloody make that actually.
Okay. Well,
But
it was delicious.
I'm glad you like it. That's Marie Mitchell's cookbook, Kin.
Oh yeah, I want
Yeah,
that one.
It's really good. And something else that I wanted to talk to you about as well is last time we met, I think it was last time, we were talking about the different challenges, especially in relation to soft life, right? Like what, when it comes to work, are we wrestling with? For me, it was like work being less important.
Yeah.
Because it's been like the guide for me forever, and I love it so much. And for you, it's like, how do I get excited about work when I'm having such a great time hanging out with my kids? So how far are you? Where are you with that journey?
Oh my God, a lot has changed, I guess.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a second. Well, okay, so this crazy story, this fortuitous thing happened to me, and I'm the CEO of a shoe brand. It's like such a crazy thing to say. It feels surreal, but also not. But I run a shoe brand called Nayla. And I didn't create the brand, but the founder was sort of on to new things. And we had started working together after I left my last job.
Yeah.
And we had a partnership where I was designing shoes for her. And now things evolved to me running the company. So I'm designing these shoes. They're made out of fish skin. So like fishing industry waste. It's like eco, yeah. And they're super colorful, and it's like feels really fun and natural to design shoes somehow, even though I don't have a background in that. But it's like creative, and
you love shoes.
I love shoes and personal style and color, and just like you know what I wear in my day like impacts my mood. So
Seems
it all like
really natural, actually.
yeah, right. It all kind of makes sense. So I actually like got excited about work.
Wow.
You know, like I'm like really excited to do this.
Do you remember the moment when you did become excited about it?
It's still a struggle for me because I really do. I don't want to just hang out with my kids. I need an outlet, which is work.
Yes.
And I also have to work, obviously. But I think I need both. It feels really good to like have both. But it still is, I'm still just so in kid mode that I do sort of have to like rip myself into work mode still.
Yeah. Yes, you're adjusting with the gliding from both.
The glide, and it's not a glide; it's like a slog a bit.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's going to be a shimmy.
A shimmy is a good word. Yeah, a gyration.
It's going to be a shimmy, gyration. Actually, like it's going to be a bogle. I'm really excited, and I'm really happy to know that you've really taken on this challenge and really challenged yourself, and then you like it. And for me, it makes perfect sense, actually, you running a shoe brand, and with that sort of clean, like, eco ethos as well. Oh my God, I said ethos, not ethos. What is happening to me right now? I've clearly been here for like nearly 5 years.
Oh my God.
So I'm really excited to come with you on this journey. And again, I love that you're really going headfirst into challenging yourself for the soft life.
Thank you.
So that's really good.
Well, I have to ask about you too, though, because your challenge was that you're coming from a place of always working, and it was sort of hard for you to slow down.
Yes.
So where are you?
What I will say is that it is a very strange feeling to not feel overwhelmed by doing a million things. That is all I can say right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to say like I love not doing a million things,
Right.
But I know I should like that because I have time to think, right? And be super present. Still working on a bunch of different things, but the pace has come down to a level that is probably healthy. But because I haven't been at that level forever, in fact, I had my first job when I was 11 and always worked part-time from then. I just love it. I just love it. Like the independent, like so many different things about it, the people, everything about it. So that has been me for as long as I can remember.
It's your identity.
It is. So now I am not overwhelmed.
And it feels a little weird.
It feels weird.
Yeah.
But I know that it's good. And there are times when I'm like, wow. It almost feels like luxurious, but there's no way it should feel luxurious. It's not like I'm doing nothing at all, you know?
No,
I'm still working. I'm still active. I'm still doing things. So that's what I can say right now. And like, when we connect again, I'll be able to share more about that.
Well, I think you're still in the detox period. And also, I don't know who needs to hear this. I always need to hear it when I was grinding away. But there's just so many friends I've talked to who have been like, oh, you know, I spent one Christmas Eve working till midnight.
Totally.
And then I got laid off 3 months later.
Yeah.
And it's just something to remember. Like, yes, work is so important. You know, it plays a huge role in your confidence and who you are. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but I just don't think, I think it gets dangerous when it's everything and it takes away from like.
Totally. And I must say, it was never like everything. I used to run my own company as well, right? So again, you really see the benefits of like your work within yourself and
so
like
satisfying.
Having a team and things. But I think your basically work is not the thing that's really going to like give you the nourishment and what you really need, like, and what your soul needs. And I also think that with work, I was probably burnt out for a long time and didn't fully process it. And I think that's quite a hard one to take, actually, to think that when people say I'm burnt out, I think that actually because it's so overused, I think the sad thing is what can happen is you can be literally real burnt out when we talk about stress and stuff for such a long time that's normalized. Mm-hmm. And that is kind of sad. So in a way, I think you're right. So there's definitely some kind of like unwinding. But deep down, my body not only has to do this and needs it, but I'm happy with it. But I don't know this feeling. I don't recognize this feeling. Even when I was like on maternity leave with my daughter, I did a master's.
Oh
so it's just
God.
like,
yeah, you
I'm
don't
a little
know this
crazy.
Feeling. Yeah.
But you know what? I'm really embracing it, and doing this with you has been like a godsend, actually, to really like take myself seriously.
Good.
So,
we're holding each other accountable. Cheers to us.
Cheers to the soft life.
Let's keep getting softer.
So before we 100% exactly, I love that you say that, softer. So before we close, your challenge, darling. Look at your face. Did you do it? Your challenge was that you needed to listen to an album of one artist from start to finish that was either like thinky or fun, and really get into the Megan zone. Did you do it?
Okay, yes, I did, but I half did it because I didn't listen to the whole album because it was so long.
Oh no!
And I just like I love being off my phone, so so there is an element of like I did something good, right? Because I got off my phone.
You did part of it.
You're not gonna love this, but I wanted to listen to the new Justin Bieber album. I don't know if you like him, but I love his music. It just makes me like want to dance and it makes me feel alive.
Okay.
But I didn't have time to do that yet. So I listened to this album that this parent at my son's school puts out called Baby Brains. And it has like, I know. It's a mix he makes of like classical music and music to like light up kids' brains.
Oh, great.
So I listened to that.
On your own?
On my own, yeah.
So you listen
not flipping, not,
You listen to an album?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
But it's like 100 songs long. So I listened to like a portion of it.
I think that's good. Thanks. I'll let you off.
Thank you.
I'm happy with that.
All right.
Well done, darling.
Until next time then.
Definitely.